Halloween!
We have made it to the end of October. That feels wild to say. I feel like October, like, it just was here, and then it was gone.
It was a blink of an eye, I swear.
Like, I put up my Halloween decorations, and I never took the tubs that everything was in out of my living room. Like, they're still there. And now it's time to put things away. Like, well, try again next year, I guess.
That's why I think people need to start decorating for Halloween, like, way in advance. That way you can enjoy it longer.
Yeah, normally I do, like, midway through September, but I was not feeling it. Like, the beginning of October happened, and I'm like, I don't even want to decorate. And then, like, I was, like, being all, like, depressy, messy. And I was like, you know what? No, if I decorate, it's going to make me happy, and I'm going to like it, and it's going to feel cozy at my house. And it did. But now I'm like,
yeah.
No, I'm going to take it all down. That's okay. I'll get to put up my Thanksgiving stuff.
The only person I know that gets super excited about Thanksgiving.
And it's not because of Christopher Columbus. Fuck that guy. I just like eating turkey. It's definitely just a season to celebrate eating turkey. That's Thanksgiving for me. It gives me an excuse to make a turkey and eat stuffing and cranberry sauce and bread.
It's your favorite. Like, it truly is.
It really is.
Yeah.
But
Halloween's my favorite, so like I'm thriving.
I know. I'm really bummed you didn't go all out outside this year at your house.
I just didn't have the energy.
Yeah, that's fair. I miss all the doll heads.
No energy. I know. Well, those are like in the shed, and I don't want to battle the spiders to get to the box with all the heads. So I was like, we're just gonna try again next year for wherever I'm at.
Go in with a can of Raid next year. Shh. Bug bomb it like the day before so that you can go in and be safe.
Literally. Oh. But yeah, and the weather has been kind of crazy here this month, so.
You don't gotta tell me it fucking snowed here yesterday. And now today it's like, I was like, oh, it's gonna be so cold again today. No, it's sunny and hot and I'm in a t-shirt. And yesterday I was in like a sweatshirt and a beanie and I was like, it's so cold outside. Stupid.
Oh, your weather's crazy there.
Yeah, it is.
Because Erin sent me a message and she's like, it's fucking snowing today. And I was like, oh, all right.
I was like, well, I wasn't expecting that. Thought it was just gonna rain.
Oh, man. Nope, you got snow.
Yep, but it didn't stay, so that's fine.
That's good. That's good.
Anyway, if you don't know who we are by now, I'm Sam.
I'm Kylie.
And welcome to another episode of Two Peas Potting. And today, we're going to talk about, it's one of my favorite Halloween books. I love this book. It is...
Yeah, that's actually the reason why we started reading it.
Hex Yourself by Jessica Clare.
So cute.
And it's so cute. My friend Catherine convinced me to read this a few years ago. And it actually was originally written as a Kylo Ren and Rey fanfic. And then it got turned into a book. And you can tell just by the illustrations.
You can tell as soon as you told me that, it like clicked in my brain.
It makes the characters make so much sense.
It does. And like, not that it was bad without knowing that, but like you can't tell that it's a fanfic.
No.
You know? And so as soon as you told me, I was like, that explains so much about Ben.
Yes. Once you know, and then like you're like Ben, and you're like, oh, Ben.
Yep. I told Melissa that, and she was like, what is the name of this book? I need to read it now.
It's so good. And I'm normally not like a fanfic. I don't like how, like, even though you know the characters, because it's based off of characters you know, I don't like how there's not the character development.
Yeah.
Normally.
Yeah, I get it.
But
I can't say the same. I've read a lot of fanfic.
Yeah, like some of them are good. Like I've tried, what is the other one? The Hurricane Wars. And I've tried to get into that one a couple times, and I think that's also a Kylo Ren Rey fanfic.
Okay.
I don't remember though. And I've tried to read it a couple times, and I just have not been able to get into it. And apparently it's really good. Eventually I'll read it, but there's just other books that are catching my interest more.
That's fair. Yeah.
But
this is our Halloween read.
And I like it. I personally, like, I do like reading a good spooky book.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know, like, I don't constrict myself to only reading spooky books during, like, spooky season. I like spooky books year-round. But witchy vibes like this, I love during Halloween. Like, there's something about, like, a witchy, like, this book, I just feel like it needs the song, must be the season of the witch. Just like, I just love it. Witchy vibes is like definitely Halloween for me.
It is, yeah. I've never seasonally read before, so this is the first time I've done it. And like, I liked it. It was fun.
It depends. Like, it's hard for me. Like, purchasing books, I normally don't purchase, like, seasonal books because I know I'll read them one time and I'll never read them again. Aside from this one. Because the first time, I didn't own this book before we read it. I borrowed it from my friend. And then when we talked about it and it was going to be a reread for me, I was like, I still remember, like, vividly this entire book. Like, I need to have it because obviously I like it. Because I forget books. I'm 10-second Tom when it comes to books.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. I'm 10-second Tom almost every day. But yeah, certain books I'm like,
what was that about?
What did I read?
Yep.
Like that mini novella series that we're reading right now.
Yeah.
The Falling one, I don't even remember. I don't remember it.
I love that one so much. It made me so sad when I saw your review on that one. I was like, she rated it so low.
Maybe that's why I don't remember it, because I didn't like it.
Yeah, because you rated it like a 2 and I rated it a 4.5. So
but we'll get into those books too.
Yeah.
Those will be easy.
Yeah, they will. I just have to read them all. It's fine. It'll take me give me 2 days and they'll be done.
I mean, yeah.
I'm back. I'm out of my reading slump. Like, I'm like, let's read. I just haven't been reading the last. I know. I've been doing so good. I read. What was the other book I read? The book I read before this. Oh, the memoir that we read.
Yes,
I read that.
Memoir.
Then I read this, and then I read those 2 novellas. And the only reason I haven't read the last 3 days is we literally were out dancing every single night.
I wish my life was that exciting.
I am tired. I don't think I've ever been.
You know what? No,
tired.
I'm okay, because this week I just did nothing, but the last 3 weeks I've been very, very busy, so
girl,
I'm
feel that.
I was okay just doing nothing.
I feel that, but I'm excited. Like, I'm gonna read the other novellas, and then I can't wait for our fall read. Like, there's just so many good books right now.
I know. We have so many good books coming for you guys soon. Like, we're excited.
So many. So many. Can't wait.
Yes.
But let's
go Hex Yourself.
Get into it.
Yes, I'm so excited. I loved this book. I just need to tell you that right now.
I'm so glad.
I loved it so much. Like, I started getting into it, and then I was like 8 chapters in, and we were recording, and Sam was like, you know that's about Kylo Ren and Rey fanfic, and I was like, oh my god, is it? It just made me so much more happy.
I love that you loved this book, because like it just like it's such like a feel good, like it's not, there's no like, the book never really gets super like heavy.
No, it really doesn't.
And it's just like
which is nice.
Yes, it was very much like a very like, oh, make you happy, and like I forgot how much this book made me laugh. Like, there were so many times I'd just be reading and be like, haha, that's funny. Like, I normally don't laugh out loud when I read, but like, just like, oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Just the banter. And I think that's what helps determine a book if I like it or not. If the banter is good, I'm gonna like the book. I love that witty
banter is kind of like everything though at the same time, because you have to make it sound kind of like realistic in a way, you know? And if it doesn't sound realistic and it sounds like too forced, you're just like, yeah. You know?
You're like, this is not real, and I know it's not real. This made me believe that it was real. Like, these are real people.
Yeah. Like, you could see these conversations actually happening between, like...
Yes. Or I love when you're reading and you're like, that's some shit I would do. Like, I love those moments when you read and you're like, that's some shit I would say. Like...
You're like, yes, I agree. I was reading it... I read most of it, actually, on the drive to LA. And, like, I would start laughing, and Alex would look at me, and I was like, this is funny.
Yeah, that's what happened. I was reading it on the plane, and I was just, like, sitting there, I was laughing, and Blaine was like, what are you laughing about? I'm like, it's a good book, Blaine!
Oh, don't judge me.
Don't judge me. I enjoy this, okay? But Go Hex Yourself is about a girl named Reggie who has a very complicated relationship with her parents and has a hard time keeping jobs. She'll have a job for a few months and then lose it because she has the worst like OCD and like hyperfixation to clean things and organize things that you have ever seen a person have. And so she got fired from a lot of jobs because she's like, no, you have to do it this way. You have to do it my way because that's the right way. And that's the best way to do it. And her bosses didn't like that much. But so she lived with her best friend, Nick. And Nick, honestly, is the real MVP. Like, he is ride or die best friend. Like, he's like, it's okay, girl. Like, I got you. You can live here while you don't have a job. Like, I won't kick you out. Like, you got him next time, champ. Like,
he was so supportive of her and like just everything she did. He was like the epitome of not only like your gay best friend, but just your best friend in general.
Yes, absolutely.
Like,
he's like, I got your
back. He was
back.
the perfect gay best friend too. But...
Yes, he was just like the perfect best friend for somebody whose life was such a hot mess.
And he was able to handle her personality better than most people.
Yes. And they had been friends for so long that he knew. So Reggie's parents were like very manipulative and just would ask her for money and manipulate her in situations and say like, oh, your mom's in the hospital, we need money, when in reality, like, they weren't. And he like made himself that buffer so that her parents couldn't get a hold of her, so she didn't have to be in that situation.
Yeah. Which, that's a good friend right there.
Yeah, a great friend. And
especially because he knew that she was so easily manipulated by them, because, I mean...
because
they're your parents, you know?
What
so
child doesn't
so
want your parents to want you and, like, be with your parents, like, and get that validation and love from your parents? Every kid wants that. And so it's hard to just be like, nope, screw you.
Yeah, but yeah, Nick was great. I loved Nick.
Me too. Nick is great in the whole book. Like,
the whole book, yes.
He is truly the best friend. But Reggie's life changed in such a drastic way that she never thought possible when she saw this ad for a job in the newspaper. Also, this book is set in like present time. Who looks for jobs in the newspaper anymore?
You know, I don't know why I didn't even like think about that, but yeah. I mean, I guess when you're desperate for a job...
Yeah, I was gonna say, when you're that desperate, like...
You'll just be like, okay, I'm gonna look anywhere and everywhere that I can possibly think of.
Yes. And so she sees...
Classifieds.
The classifieds, yes. She sees an advertisement for this job to be an apprentice for, what is it called? Spellcaster? Is that what it's called?
Yes, for spellcaster.
Spellcaster.
It was, yeah. Assistant or something like that?
Assistant. Yeah, and in the book, Spellcaster is basically Magic the Gathering card game, is what I pictured it as.
So. That's how I,
like the way that they described it, I'm like, oh, this is Magic the Gathering.
That's what it felt like. I was like, oh, okay.
And so she's really good at it. She did like tournaments. She's like, oh, I am perfect for this job. So she goes to the interview, and when you go to an interview, like, you expect to go to like a business or like even like meet somebody at a coffee shop. No. She shows up to this like mansion. She goes to the person's house. She's like, well, maybe like they're just really good at this game and they have a lot of money and they don't like leaving their house. Like, coming up with like validation as to why she should continue to go in for this interview. And she knocks on the door, and this very, very pregnant lady answers the door. And she's like, oh, hi. And she's like, oh, are you here for the interview? Yeah, I am. Okay, like, come in. And that's when... Her name's Lisa, right?
Yes.
Lisa starts explaining, like, oh, I'm the current, like, assistant, and you're gonna take over for me because I'm gonna have a baby, and I can't do this while I have a baby. And I love how she, like, brings her in, and this is, like, a very, like, gothic, old mansion. Like, I just think of, like Haunted Mansion without all the cobwebs.
Yeah, that's kind of how I pictured it, too. Or, like, the murder house in American Horror Story. Kind of like just that dark feel, but not as spooky.
Yes.
You know?
And so she's like, oh, so just wait here. I'll be right back. And I'm pretty sure that's the first time she interacts with Ben.
Yes, it was.
And he is super just like, what are you doing here? You're not right for this job.
Sourpuss. Just like,
Because when she saw him, she's like, oh, like, are you the person doing the interview? He's like, no, I don't want you here, basically. And she's like, oh. And Lisa's like, oh, don't mind him. He's grumpy like that all the time.
Which I thought was so funny. She was like, oh my god, this is my first interaction. And she's like, that wouldn't be your boss. Don't even pay him any attention.
He has zero control over anything. Like, just ignore him. You're fine.
Basically.
And so then she's like, oh, wait here. And then she interacts with Ben, and then she leaves again to get Ben out. And Reggie's still waiting in this waiting room, and then this little old lady just comes in. And this was the part in the book, like, I don't know what she was thinking, because in Reggie's brain, she looks at this old lady, and I, like, expect her to be, like, in her 80s, like, a little older. And I was like, that's how I pictured her. And she's like, oh, she must be an applicant too. It's weird that they're letting the applicants see each other. I'm like, you think Grandma over here is playing a magic card game? Come on.
Like, I know, I thought that was so funny. She's like, oh, so like anybody can just apply. It's like,
what? But then, like, also on the flip side, like, if I were her, I also wouldn't think she was the person playing the magic card game.
That's true. That's valid. 'Cause, yeah.
But the old woman she met, her name is Drusilla, goes by Drew. And she is, like, the sassiest old lady ever. And I strive to be like her when I get old.
She was an old lady that, like, I want to be friends with.
Yes.
Because she's just, like, that level of sassy that you're like, we should hang out.
We should be friends. Yeah, I love her. I think she's, like, my favorite character in the book. Because she's just such a shit. Yeah. She's such a shit, and I love it.
And that's putting it nicely.
But, so, Reggie's, like, says to Drew, like, oh, are you applying for this too? And instead of being like, no, I'm the one who put the ad in the paper, she just goes along for it. Like, along with the ride, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm applying for this job too. Magic this and magic that, blah, 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 blah. And then Reggie's like, okay, you crazy old lady, whatever. And Lisa comes back in and is like, oh, I see you've already met Drew. Like, she's gonna be your employer.
Yeah, to where then Reggie's like, oh shit.
That is, like, one of my, I feel like that was the best way to introduce Drew into the book, because that really gives you, like, you know how she's gonna be, like, from the moment you meet her in the book. Like, that's how she's gonna behave from there on out.
Oh yeah, and, like, Lisa already gave Reggie, like, a warning. She's like, she's a little different.
She's a little eccentric.
Yeah, that's the word. It's just like, she's kind of weird.
She's kind of weird, but you love her. It's fine.
It's like, and I just hope that one day somebody describes me like that.
Yeah.
Like, she's kind of weird, but it's all
She's
good.
a little kooky, but you're gonna love her.
Like, it's fine. I promise I'm harmless.
Well,
yeah. Okay,
I wouldn't say that. Well, I mean, we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I was like, well, yeah.
So
she thought she was harmless.
Yeah. So Reggie, like, decides to go forward with, like, it wasn't even like a formal interview. It was just kind of like, let's get to know you, see if the vibes are right, type thing.
Yeah.
And
on her end, at least.
Yeah, on her end. And I don't remember why, but Drusilla, like, excuses herself. And when Reggie is talking to Lisa, she's like, why are you guys, like, letting her believe that magic is real? Like, magic, like, witchcraft. Because Drew was talking about, oh, yeah, you're going to be my apprentice. And she's like, oh, you mean assistant? Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
And so in Reggie's mind, she's like,
about the spells and stuff like that.
And in Reggie's mind, she's like, I'm being a babysitter for a senile old woman who thinks that magic is real and that she's a witch. And she's like, it's really cruel that you're allowing her to do this and you're, like, playing along with this. And then Lisa's like, yeah, well, do you want to know how much it pays? And and Reggie's like, well, okay, fine. And yeah, I would stay. I would do this job for $25,000 a month.
Well, yeah, and well, at first she goes 25,000. She's like, a year? Like, that's fucking nothing. And then she's like, no, a month. And it's like, I would take that in a heartbeat. Bro.
And then, like, she finds out it's a live-in position.
Sam, we would be neighbors like that if I had that money. But yeah, 25,000 a month, I'd be like, say less.
Say less. I'll work for you for 6 months and then quit.
Seriously, like, let me build my savings account a little bit and then.
Oh. So then after she heard how much the position pays, she's like, well, that's an offer I cannot say no.
Yeah, you don't say.
Yeah. And then she finds out it's a live-in position. She's like, oh, crap. Like, how am I going to tell Nick this? And so she decides, like, she'll still pay him rent because she's making more than enough money at this point.
More than enough, yeah.
And Nick, I love, like, just how protective he was. He's like, that seems sketchy. Why are they paying you so much? This can't be real. Why are you living there? Like, this is all red flags.
Oh yeah, he didn't trust it at all. He was like, honey, let's not do this.
We feel like we're jumping in feet first, and it's not good.
He's like, I know the money's good and all, but like, she sounds like she's crazy. And Reggie didn't deny that. She was like, I mean, yeah, but
she's an old lady. She's harmless.
It's fine. For the most part.
In her defense, she asked for it.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
Reggie says yes to being Drew's apprentice, assistant, whatever. So, she goes home, packs a bag, and brings her magic cards. She shows up. I don't know if it was the next day or a few days later, but she's like, okay, I'm ready to move it.
I think it was the next day because they wanted her to like start right away.
Right away.
Lisa wanted to like be home because she was like, 1,000 years pregnant.
She's like, I'm ready to be done. I need to lay down and not move.
And the way I pictured Lisa was like, she was just like the uncomfortable pregnant where they're ready to pop, where the belly's hanging out of all their clothes.
Yes.
Which, by the way, that's my favorite time for a pregnant woman is when I see their belly hanging out. I'm like, I love how much you don't give a fuck right now.
Yeah. When they're just like waddling around, just tired and be like, I just get out. Get out.
It's my favorite time for every pregnant woman I've ever seen or known. I'm like,
and that's like their least favorite time.
I know. But I just love it because it's like nobody is going to shame you either because you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, you live it up, girl.
And if you do, you're an asshole.
Exactly. Like, I will punch you in the face even if I don't know this person. Like, you let her belly hang out. Carrying a human.
Yeah. She is uncomfortable. Leave her alone.
Yeah. Especially when it's in the summer. Like, it just reminds me of Rachel and Friends.
Yeah. Get out. Get out now.
Get out. That's how I envisioned Lisa. Was just like, just take this job, please.
For the love of God, it's great. You're gonna have a good time. Just let me leave.
You're gonna make a ton of money. You're gonna love it.
So she moves in, and the first thing that Drew wants her to do is they bake cookies. And she's like, oh, wow, this is a pretty cush job. I got to just bake cookies and hang out. And then she sees Ben again, and she's like, oh, great. I have to deal with this guy.
Like, this guy, really? Is he going to be here all the time? To where Drew was like, no, he actually lives in Boston. He just comes here, like, from time to time.
And all the while, Ben was telling his aunt, like, because Drusilla is Ben's aunt.
Yes.
And he was telling his aunt Drew, like, she's got to go. She shouldn't be here. Yeah. Like, get out. And come to find out, so this book switches from Reggie's point of view to Ben's point of view. And
which I loved.
Me too. I like dual POV books.
So do I. They're like my favorites.
Yeah, me too. But come to find out, magic is real. Ben is a warlock. Aunt Drew is a witch. So he is just berating his aunt and being like, she doesn't believe in magic. She thinks you're crazy. Like, we need to get goodbye. Like, you need to get a real apprentice from, like, the sorcerer's, like, apprentice guild thing.
Yeah,
and
like
go
the Society of Familiars or something.
Yes, the Society of Familiars, and go through the right paths to get one. Like, you should not be using her as your familiar. And she's like, it's fine. She's meant for this job. She obviously has the magic in her because I put the ad in the paper, so only somebody with this bloodline could see it. So obviously she has it. And he's like, she thinks you're talking about a card game. She's like, oh, that doesn't matter. We'll make her believe. She's like, it's fine.
When she said it's literally when someone goes, semantics.
Yeah.
Like, that's besides the point.
Tomato. Whatever. Like, she just has such, like, a laissez-faire attitude about it. She's like, yes. We'll figure it out.
Very just like,
ta-ta.
Yeah, very just like, who cares if she's not right for it? Like, she's here, isn't she? She's gonna do great.
We'll make her do great. And he's like, you're gonna have to convince her magic's real. And she's like, oh, don't worry, I will. And so she's like, oh, we have to get the ingredients for the potion. And I think the first thing they do, she's like, she had to make a potion, like a health potion for one of her friends.
A friend, yeah.
Like for her knee, or for joint pain or something, because they're all old.
Which, do you know how badly I would like that potion?
I was gonna say a potion for anything, just to be able like, oh, I need this.
Seriously. But then as soon as she said, like, her knee was hurting, I was like, can I have that potion?
You're like, same. You're like, man.
Yeah, I, like, looked down. I'm like, where can I buy this potion?
Where is this potion and who do I need to get it?
Seriously.
So she's like, okay, sure, like, we'll make this potion. And they were putting, like, newt, eye of newt, and leaves, and dirt, and this. And, like, the whole time Reggie's like, you're gonna make your friend drink this? And she's like, okay, dear, we made the potion. Now go deliver it to my friend and stop by this shop to pick up more ingredients. And so Reggie's like, do I actually give it to this poor lady to drink? She's gonna drink dirt.
Dirt, and, like, there was, like, some sort of animal's foot in there, like, either a crow or a chicken.
Oh, I think it was chicken. That. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, chicken foot. Because they were talking about it, and Ben was like, oh, why don't you make this your favorite potion? And at first it was a penis potion.
Yeah, a penis enlarger potion.
Yeah, she's like, I don't have what I need for that. And he was just like, oh my god.
I'm like, I love you, you're my favorite person. You know how many men would buy that?
Oh my god. I don't even want to know how many men would buy it, to be honest.
No, because they don't know how to properly measure, and they think that 12 inches is this big, so I don't want to know how big they're going to want to make it.
Yikes. Let's just say that.
But, so they decide to make the healing potion or the joint pain potion for her friend. And then she's like, oh, go pick up these ingredients while you're out. And she sends her to what looks like a little CBD shop. And she's like,
I love that.
Huh, this is odd. Like, why am I going here?
Like, why would it be here? But whatever. Okay. She was really good at just going with the flow of it, though. She's like, okay,
whatever, it pays well.
I mean, yeah, I would probably do the same thing and be like, okay, sure.
She's like, all right, $25,000, whatever you need, baby. I will get you whatever you need.
Like, I got you.
Yeah. She's like, oh well, the money's good. And it's harmless, right? So, and like, I loved this. Like, Reggie really would go back and forth of, is it okay to like encourage this type of behavior? She's like, well, it's not hurting anybody, so it's okay. Like, she's just a senile old lady. We can make her happy.
Like, it's fine. She doesn't do anything. She hardly goes anywhere. All she does is make cookies with me.
She's just a harmless little old lady. And she shows up to the store and meets Penny, who is just something that we forgot to say. When Reggie took the job, because they're witches, when you're a familiar, you get a cuff, like a bracelet, that like shows that you are a familiar that's tied to like a witch or a warlock. So Reggie walks into the shop, she has her bracelet on, meets Penny, and Penny's like, oh, familiar too! And Reggie's like, huh? She's like, you have a bracelet. She's like, oh, you mean assistant.
I love how much Reggie would not allow the word familiar at all. She was like, no, assistant. I'm her assistant.
And they're like, yeah, sure. Whatever.
I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Sure.
And then like Penny was like, oh, like I'm so jealous. Are you a part of like the society? And she's like, no. And she's like, oh man, like I've been on the wait list to be somebody's familiar for so long. And like Penny really just gave me like golden retriever energy.
100%. Yes.
But then there was at one point in the book, I got a little suspicious of her. I was like, was this an act?
I kind of did too, but like, I think it was the book doing that on purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I was starting to suspect everybody. I was like, I trust nobody right now.
No one. Thanks, Frida.
Honestly.
So she's like, well, I was told to come here to get these ingredients. She's like, oh yeah, come on back. And she's like, come on back where? And she like moves this curtain and it's this whole other shop of all like witchy, spelly things. Yes. And she's like, well, are you sure we can go back there? She's like, oh yeah, it's fine. The door like has a spell on it. And she's like, oh, you mean a bell? She's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
That's why I loved Penny, because she just went with it. She's like, okay, yeah.
She's like, sure.
That's what you want to believe it is. Okay, sure.
And so then she gets all of her ingredients and they decide to be like friends because Reggie's like, okay, well, you kind of understand what I'm going through, so we need to be buddies.
Yeah.
And then Penny sends her on her merry way. And then she's like, okay, well, what if I just throw away this potion? Because how am I supposed to make this other old lady drink this? And she's like, but what if she knows? And what if I get fired? So I'm pretty sure she gives it to her. I think she delivers it.
She did, yeah. I believe so. I believe she like handed it over to her or something like that and then left.
Yeah. So like, okay, bye. I don't want to watch you puke from drinking this disgusting thing.
Which, you know, it could have tasted good. There's no saying. They don't say what the potions taste like.
That's true. That's true.
So maybe you can add it in some coffee, you know?
Yeah. Sorry, there's like a weird reflection in a part of the room that can't get a reflection. But it was because the sun was shining under the door onto the mirror and reflecting it. But it really threw me off. And I was like, the door is closed.
I just saw the look and I was like, oh my god, is it because we're talking about a witchy book? Spooky things
It's
are happening.
haunted. But anyway, so this is like kind of the trend of the book for a while. Like, Drew is doing very like minimal things to try to convince Reggie that magic is real. And
Yeah.
obviously, because Reggie's in the house, she's around Ben, and every chance she gets, she berates Ben, like, how dare you do this to your aunt? Like, this is cruel. You shouldn't allow her to think this is real. And he's just like, I don't know what to do with you, woman. Like, you obviously don't fucking get it.
Oh, literally, he was just like, okay, whatever. Like, I
don't have time for you.
At this point. That was really the energy he was giving. I was just like, okay. He's like, are you done? Like, it reminded me of just like giving the stiff arm, like on someone's head.
Yeah, just like, get out of here.
Yeah.
And the trope in this book is enemies to lovers.
Yes.
And I have a hard time with it. I don't truly feel like they were enemies.
No, I thought it was just more severe disdain.
Yeah, it was just like dislike. Like, enemies, you have to have a previous relationship to build that hatred. And they have never met before. So it was more of just like a slight dislike to lovers.
Yes.
Disdain to lovers.
Disdain to lovers, yes. That's exactly what it was, though.
And so Ben just finds Reggie annoying. He's like, she's not getting it. And so Reggie is like, okay, like, I'm tired of just like playing to your aunt's fantasies. Like, I'm gonna make myself useful. And they have this huge library that has like parchments that are rolled up and a bunch of books. She's like, all these books just have a bunch of gibberish. Like, I don't know how to read any of these. She's like, okay, well, I'm gonna organize it all because it has to be organized because it's a mess in here. And she starts like taking books down. She's like, well, I don't really know how I'm gonna organize these because I don't know what languages these are. But I'll try my best.
That was so funny. I was like, oh god, I couldn't imagine doing that.
No. And then Drew decides to take her with her when she goes to meet up with a bunch of her girlfriends for lunch at a restaurant. And she's like, oh yeah, so we're gonna go meet up with all the other witches and their familiars. And she's like, okay, let's go.
There's more?
There's more of you senile old woman.
Oh god, I love that. Because she just thought it was this weird, like, cult, essentially, of people that thought they were witches.
You know, weirder things have happened.
This is true. This is very true.
And so they go to this, like, really fancy place for lunch. And so, like, the witches are at one table and their familiars are at, like, the kids' table, basically.
Yeah. That's how, definitely.
Yeah. And so, like, Reggie wants to, like, talk to all these people and be like, why are you playing into this? Like, you believe this stuff too? And all of the familiars are like, you're not one of us. You're a mongrel because you're not an actual familiar. You didn't go through this society. And she's like, damn, I'm just gonna eat the food here because y'all are ass.
Yeah. And then she's like texting Penny. She's like, do you know these people? And she's like, oh, yeah.
They're not very nice.
They're kind of mean, which they were.
Yeah, they were. And the moment Drew meets up with all the witches, they all immediately are just like being complete assholes to each other. Like, oh, you look terrible today. Oh, you got fatter, I see. Like, just shit like that.
It was so funny, though.
It's like, oh, awful to see you too. Oh, still an old hag, I see. Like, shit like that.
Has your wart gotten bigger?
How's the mole on your forehead?
Oh my god, the mole.
The mole is giving main character energy.
Oh my. Honestly, though. Oh.
So, what was her name? Oh, I can't remember. Livia, yes.
Okay.
Livia. So, as the lunch is kind of progressing, like we're 10 minutes in, Livia and Drew just start to get into it and fight. Like they're yelling in this fancy restaurant, and then Drew picks up a sandwich and throws it at Livia's mole.
Died at that part, like specifically the mole.
And Reggie runs over and she's like, "Why would you do that?" And she's like, "Well, it's so big, it's an easy target."
It gave Austin Powers Goldmember when he had the mole, and he was just like, mole.
Yes.
That's only what I pictured.
And so obviously they're being asked to leave the restaurant. They're like, "We gotta go. Like, we need to leave." And I love the reaction to like the host at the host stand. He's like, "Bye, Drew. See you next time." Like, this is something that, and like Reggie's like mortified. He's like, "Yeah, no, don't worry about it. This is normal."
He's like, "This is normal. It's fine.
This happens every time." They basically have a food fight in our restaurant every month.
I'm like, oh, okay, so she's not in that much trouble. Okay.
But Reggie is mortified. She's like, "Why would you do that?" And she's like, "Oh, me and Livia have known each other for a couple of 100 years. Like, this is just something we do.
Like, we'll be fine. It's just normal."
She's
like, it reminded me of just like frenemies, you know?
Yes. She's my biggest enemy, but also her best friend.
Yeah. Oh.
And so the book goes on and weird things start happening, and she's like, "I know Livia is gonna try to get back at me. We need to spy on her to see what she's doing."
Mm-hmm. And Reggie still doesn't fully believe that magic is real yet.
No, they tried like a crystal ball, and she's like, and like something started smoking, and she's like, "Oh yeah, parlor tricks. Like, that's not real." And Ben's like, "You need to convince her." And so Drew was like, "All right, bet. I got just the thing." So she recruits Reggie to go to Livia's house and spy on her, because they try to use the crystal ball to spy on her, and they put a blocking spell so she couldn't.
Yeah.
So Drew was like, "All right."
When that happened, when it was blocked, Reggie was like, "Oh, of course it's blocked."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's fake.
Because it's not real.
And so she's like, "All right, fine. I'm going to give you this box, and I want you to go to her house, and don't open the box until you get there." So she's like, "I don't know what you expect me to do. Like, I'm not breaking into this house." And it's another, like, big, lavish mansion, because these witches have been around for so long. They have generational wealth of their own, basically.
Yeah. And it wasn't hard to acquire money, because you just kind of got to, like, stash it. Because they were around for, like, centuries.
So long. Drew is, like, 1,000 years old.
I thought she was, like, 8,000 years old.
Oh, very old.
Very old. And Ben's, like, 500 years
500.
Old.
Yeah, 500 years old. I knew Ben, but I know they didn't mention Drew's, like, as much. And before we get into this next part, I keep forgetting to talk about, what is his name? Maurice? The cat?
Oh my god, Maurice. Yes.
They also have a black cat, Maurice. And they're like, "Oh, we love him so much. Like, she's like, "Oh, he's the best cat." And they're like, "No, he's a fucking asshole." And they're like, "Why don't you love him? You're so..."
Maurice. Which, I love that name for a cat also.
Yes, me too. A little black cat. So cute.
Yes. Like,
and so Maurice is like who Reggie confides in, because she's like, "Oh, you're a cat. You'll listen to me, right?" And he's like, So she like talks to the cat, and she's like, "These people are crazy. I guess I'm gonna go spy on this lady. Bye." And so Reggie goes to this house, and like they have like the wrought iron fencing, so like it's like this far apart. She's like, "How am I supposed to go look in these windows? Like, there's definitely a security system. What the heck?" And she's like, "Oh right, the box." And so she opens the box, and it's a ring box. So she opens it, and it says, "Put me on." And she's like, "Oh, this is very like Alice in Wonderland-y." And I love how that thought went through her mind, and she didn't like think about how like in Alice in Wonderland, like when it said something happened. She's like, "Oh, nothing's gonna happen to me." And she puts on this ring and gets like violent abdominal cramps and gets like super lightheaded, and she's like, "Oh, what the heck?" And then like blacks out for a second, and then she opens her eyes and she's like, "Wow, I'm a lot shorter. Why is everything in black and white?"
And then she sees her clothes. "Why are my clothes on the ground?"
And then she goes to look at her hand, and it's a cat paw.
She's like, "What the fuck?"
She's like, "So magic is real because I'm a fucking cat."
Yep. And she's like, oh, okay, so that's why Drew said I would have no problem breaking in. Got it.
Reggie handled that so well.
She really did. I'd be freaking out. I would probably pass out again, and you would just think I was a dead cat lying on the road somewhere.
Yeah, I would freak out. I would be constantly freaking out. But she, like, turned to the cat and she's like, oh my god, I'm a cat! She's like, oh, magic is real. Oh, what cool things can I do as a cat? And you're like, okay.
She accepted it so fast for being a non-believer, and it was like, all right, Reggie, so you just cool with this?
You're like, all right. And so she's like, well, now I can fit through the gate. And so she, like, squeezes her way through the gate. And she's like, okay, there's no security alarms. And she goes and looks in some of the windows. She's like, it's really dark. Like, I can't tell. And she's, like, kind of casing the place. And she goes around and finds a door. And there's a dog door. Also, like, I understand, like, it kind of messes with you because it makes you think that you're a cat. Because she smelt something delicious. And it was a mouse.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She's like, oh, what is this delicious smell? Like, oh, it's a rat. Yummy.
Like, bleh, bleh.
And so she's like, sees this dog door, and I don't know why she wasn't like, oh, it must be for a dog. But she, like, starts to, like, enter in, and she's like, oh, I smell something so terrible. Like, what is that horrendous smell? And then all of a sudden you hear, and she's like, oh, fuck.
Yep, and she's like,
it's a dog.
Fuck.
And so she has to, like, 180 hightail it out of there. And this dog is, like, chasing after her, trying to get her in her cat form. And, like, bites her tail a few times. Like, almost gets her. And so she's, like, running for her life. Like, she's like, I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna die as a cat. Like, I'm not even gonna be a human. And then they're gonna take my body and do things to me, because they're witches.
Oh, so I would feel the same way. I'd be like, oh my god, this is how I go? Really?
That is when she had her spiral, once her life was in danger.
Yeah, which, I mean, rightfully so. I mean, I still probably would have been spiraling, but, you know, almost dying wouldn't help the situation.
Yes. And so she, like, gets through the fence and gets away from the dog. And then she's like, I need to turn back into a human. Like, I need to get my clothes. I gotta get out of here. Because once the dog started barking, it warned Livia and her familiar. And they're like, we gotta find this guy. Who's breaking in?
They're like, oh. Yeah, she's like, Drew is spying on us.
They knew.
They instantly. And she was like, what the fuck? Why'd you send me here if they knew you were gonna do this?
And so then she's freaking out, and she has to try to get this ring off that is like a bracelet on her because she's a cat now. She's like trying to bite it and get it off, and she finally gets it off, and she turns back into a human, and she's completely like buck-ass naked. And so then she like grabs up her clothes and runs around the corner and like hides in like the bushes, and she is like full-on panic attack at this point. And she's like, I need to call somebody. Like, she's like, who do I call? I can't call Lick because he can't know that magic, he doesn't know magic is real. Like, I just found out magic is real. And before, when Drew had sent her on the errand, like, a few days prior, she gave her Ben's phone number. She's like, if you need anything, like, he'll help you. Yep. And so she's like, well, I have to call this asshole.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it was smart of her to program his number into her phone.
Yes.
You know, like, that was a good call. So it's like, but she did not want to call him. She was like, oh my god, you're, like, the last person I want to call, but, like, I don't know what else to do. I don't know who else to go to.
I'm here naked. Like, and... I keep forgetting that part. And so she texts him, like, just, Ben, help. Like, in 2 separate text messages. And, like, it switches to his point of view, and he gets, like, a text message, and he's like, oh my god, what does she want? Like, she's the last person I want to hear about. And then he sees the text message, and, like, he instantly is like, oh, she needs help, I must go help her. Like, instantly goes from, like, oh, what does this bitch want, to, oh no. Like, you would not be texting me if something wasn't extremely fucking...
Yep. So he's like, oh god. And he immediately knew. He's like, what did my aunt do?
And so he, like, is trying to find her because he has, like, a kind of a location on her by, like, tracking her phone. And he's, like, knows the house. He knows it's Livia's house. And he's like, why the fuck would she send her here? Like, what was she thinking? And she's like, Reggie. And he finally finds her. And she's, like, curled up in a ball, still naked, like, hasn't been able to, like, mentally, like, get her. Like, she's so just, like, traumatized from this that she's, like, sitting there just, like, huddled on herself, like, naked in the bushes, and he instantly, like, gets, like, so sad.
Yeah, he gets a soft spot, and he, like, takes off his sweater that he has and, like, puts it over her and just like carries her to the car. She's like, oh, honey.
And that's when she starts to tell him, like, I got turned into a cat. Magic is real. And he's like, you what? What do you mean you got turned into a cat? And she's like, well, your aunt wanted me to do this and spy on her and told me to put on this ring. And he's like, where's the fucking ring? Like, I'm getting rid of this fucking thing now. And like the instant rage he felt on Reggie's behalf, I was like, yes.
Yep.
This is where I want this story to go.
Mm-hmm. Because you allegedly hate her.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
And so he was like, well, since I know what happened to you, you need food. We need to go feed you and make sure, like, you're comfortable and all those things. Like, are you okay to go? Like, there's this all-night diner that I like to go to. He's like, okay. She's like, okay, let's go. And, like, she puts on her pants and puts on her shirt under that. And he's shirtless. And he's like, I don't mean to be that person, but I kind of need my sweater to go into this diner. Put my shirt back. And so on top of, like, Reggie being, like, all just out of sorts from being turned into a cat, she's like, why is he being so nice to me?
Yes, yeah.
And she's like, this isn't, like, the Ben that I'm, like, familiar with. So she's like, all right. And so they go into this all-night diner, and, like, he goes there a lot, so, like, the waitress knows him, and she's like, she's gonna need a lot of food. Like, she's had a night. Rough night.
She's hungry.
She is hungry. And so then, like, Ben, like, opens the conversation up, and he's like, okay, well, now that you believe this is real, like, do you have any questions? And boy, howdy did she. She asked, like, everything. Like, how old are you? How is magic real? Like, this isn't this. And they were talking, and she's like, how did I turn into a cat? And he's like, oh, well, you know, like, some people can put a curse on you. Oh, but this was a ring that I stole years ago. He's like, yeah, or you could get cursed like Maurice. And she was like, what?
She literally was like, hold up, what did you just fucking say? Like, you're telling me Maurice is a man in cat form? Like, she immediately got so mad because she's like, that motherfucker sleeps with me? He watches me shower? He watches me get changed?
And he's like, and then Ben, that also makes Ben want, he's like, he what? I'm gonna kill that cat.
Yeah. Ben was, like, oddly protective over Reggie. I wonder why.
Well, I think it's funny, like, at the beginning, like, he's like, why do I like her so much? Like, I don't get it. I don't like anybody. I don't like people. People just judge me and hate me and think I'm evil.
Yep.
And so they go back to the house, and immediately Ben's like, where's my aunt? Because she's on my first list. And as they walk in the door, they see Maurice. And Maurice tries to, like, rub up on Reggie. She's like, I know what you are. Get the fuck out of here.
I just found out about you, sir. And then he's just like...
Maurice is one of my favorite characters, too.
I love Maurice. Maurice is the best.
And Ben goes to talk to his aunt. This bitch. What did I do? You said you wanted me to convince her that magic is real. I was only giving her a push. And he's like, are you kidding? This is like the toughest thing you could do to a person. And so after that, like, they start getting into a rhythm, and like, Reggie believes magic is real. So they start doing potions and continue to try to do things. And so then Drew is telling her a lot more since she believes in magic now. She's like, well, now you believe that this is real and it's not fake anymore. Like, we can do the real shit, basically.
It's like, so this whole time Reggie was like, so I thought we were coddling you, but in real life you were coddling me.
Yes. She's like, so now I can actually start using you as my familiar.
Yeah. And she was just like, that word again.
And
I love how much she hated that word. It's like, no.
No, it's an apprentice. But I love how, like, they are like, okay, well, we still have to ease you into it because we're going to drain your energy. And she's like, my what? They're like, oh, no, you'll be fine. You'll just be tired. And she's like, okay, like, you're not killing me, right?
Like, asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend. I'm just curious, you know? I just want to continue to determine if the money is worth it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd say it's worth it for... There's very little I would be like, that crosses the line, but...
Yeah, for $25,000 a month?
Yeah.
I'd turn into a cat for a few minutes.
Yeah. Like, no problem, sure.
Well, sure, why not? And so after like the cat incident, Ben and Reggie start becoming closer.
Yeah, like they start kind of becoming friends. And mind you, Drew's already given her blessing for Reggie to become Ben's friend and date him and fall in love with him. And she was just like, I mean, we can maybe become friends, but whoa.
Yeah.
She's like, you're so barking up the wrong tree right now, Drew.
That is not what I'm interested in, but thank you. The job is just fine.
Like, I'll take the job and the job only, thank you. But I guess I can be nice to him.
Yeah. And then after the cat situation, like I feel like he started falling and he was falling hard.
Hard and fast.
And like he was like spying on her. So he doesn't use a crystal ball. He would take his phone and use his phone to like spy on people, and he would like see what she's doing. And he told her that he wanted to learn how to play like the magic card game with her. And so like,
which I thought was so cute, because he was like, he didn't want her to feel so alone, because at first he thought Nick was her boyfriend, and he instantly got jealous of her.
He was like, oh yeah, go talk to Nick. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and she's like, he's not my boyfriend, he's my best friend, he's dating this guy. He's like, but we play magic together. And he was like, oh, you mean what you applied for? And she was like, yeah. And like, so I just thought it was so cute that Ben was taking like her interests into consideration, like trying to make her feel less alone in the home.
Yeah, you know? Which also was making him feel less alone, because he didn't have any friends. Like all the like other warlocks like didn't like him, and like you're like, you're the bad boy, like of course you feel this way, can't trust you, you're untrustworthy. And I don't remember what happened, how Reggie found out
about what he did.
Yeah.
So some time had passed, because they do like a time jump in the book. It's like 2 or 3 months or something goes by. And, you know, she's all comfortable with being a familiar, with Drew draining her and all that. And her and Ben were playing a magic game, like with the cards. And she gets a text message from Penny, because Penny was telling her to like be careful with Drew. Or be careful with Ben.
Because they were playing and he like got the card and he was being all playful and like pulled the card away.
Trying to get it from him.
And they finally kiss for the first time.
That was more like make out.
Yeah. And then her phone goes off and they're like, oh, let's just ignore it. And then it goes off again. And she's like, I have to answer it. And that's right.
She's thinking like it's Nick or something, you know? And then she sees it's Penny, and then Penny tells her why everybody hates Ben and thinks he's the bad guy.
Because he murdered his parent. Whoops.
Dun, dun, dun.
My bad.
Whoops.
It was an accident? I didn't mean to.
It was definitely okay. I hate that he got perceived as the villain when he did it for the right reasons, essentially. Because basically they were living in like the days when being a witch was very frowned upon. You know, like
like Salem, 1863.
Yes. Like the Boston witch trials, basically. And they found out that they were witches because his mom accidentally started the plague.
No, she didn't accidentally. She cursed one person and then it turned into the plague. And then she refused to undo it. She's like, no, that fucker deserved it. And they're like, what do you mean?
He deserved it, but not everybody else. Like, you infested thousands of people. And she's like, whatever. So they were going to torture his parents, and he didn't want that because he loved his parents, even though they kind of were shit parents and didn't love him. So he just took it upon himself to kill them because he didn't want to see them suffer.
Yeah, because what they used to do is they would like rip them apart and just let them slowly die. Very brutal, very, very inhumane.
Yeah, basically like you're bleeding out, you're suffering, you're in a lot of pain. Like, yeah. So he killed his parents, but everybody perceived it as he just murdered his parents like ruthlessly, basically.
Yeah. And when she found that out, like she instantly was like, I know what you did. And Ben was like kind of shut down, but not really. He was like, yeah, because he perceived Reggie, because she's like so like inquisitive and like wants to know things. Like he was like, she'll ask me, like she'll want to know what happened. And she immediately like goes upstairs.
Yep. She didn't, which I think I probably would have done the same thing when you think about it, because like that's a lot of information you're getting. Like I wouldn't really want to talk about it, but like I need to be alone with my thoughts for a minute. Like that's a lot. Like I was just making out with you. I was ready to basically let you take me to your bedroom, which is where that was going. So like just give me a minute.
Yeah, and like so she goes up to her room and she's like, "What the fuck?" And then like Maurice is there, and she's like, "Did you know?" Like
yeah, and then she like starts telling Maurice, she's like, "Okay, so here's how we're gonna communicate. You blink like once for no or like twice for yes type of thing, something like that." And so she asked him, and he blinks like once or twice, and she's like, "Well, fuck." So she takes it upon herself, being like, "All right, I need to leave. Like this is my cue to just quit this job." She's like, "I got enough money. It's fine."
yeah, and Drew was out for the evening, so she's like, "I'll wait till she comes back and let her know that I'm quitting." And Drew comes back and she's like, "Hey Drew, like I need to talk to you. Like I have to quit." She's like, "No, dear, like we'll have this conversation in the morning. Like Lisa just got cursed. Like this has happened to all of my familiars. Like they've been cursed." Like,
and she says it so like nonchalant, like, "Oh yeah, she just got cursed. That happens to all my familiars, but you can't go yet." And she's like, "What?
"Can't go yet. Like I need your help. Like we'll talk about it in the morning."
She's like, "What do you mean your familiars get cursed?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, they've always gotten cursed." And then she's like, "What?" And she's like, "I'm so tired. I need to go to bed." And she's like, "Hello? Like, I'm your familiar. Am I gonna get cursed?" So she's all scared, and Drew's basically just like, "Just stick with bed and you'll be fine. Okay, good night."
"Hey, good night."
And then goes to bed. So she's like, "Okay, well, fuck. I guess I'm gonna deal with this tomorrow." And Ben's in his room, pouting, essentially, for the night, and then it's the morning time.
And Reggie's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go into the kitchen, make myself a cup of coffee, and wait for Drew to come down." And she goes in, and Ben's in the kitchen already. She's like, "All right, well, I guess I can have coffee with you, like whatever." And in Ben's mind, he's like, "Okay, she's gonna ask now. Like she's had the night to kind of like clear her head, think about it." But he's grumpy because he's like, "Of course, she's just like everybody else. Like she thinks I'm a monster and nobody likes me." Brooding.
Just when he thought she was different because she wasn't treating him like everybody else was.
Yeah, he was brooding. Very, very much.
A little bit.
And so, like, they kind of are making very awkward small talk. And she's like, "I can't do this. Like, I'm going to go find your aunt." And she goes up into Drusilla's bedroom and she's asleep. And so, like, she tries to wake her up. It's like, Drew is like shaking her and she won't wake up. Then she starts freaking out.
Yep, and she like calls Ben. And then Ben comes running upstairs and he was just like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, he immediately knew that she got cursed. That was the thing.
Because they tried everything to like wake her up, and he's like, yeah. And then they moved something, and they saw like the Latin word for sleep on her somewhere. I don't remember where it was.
Yeah, I forget where it was too. And then he tried to find out who cursed her, but like it was blocked and it didn't work.
Well, he immediately because you have to make like a significant offerings to the god, so he like took a knife and like sliced his hand like excessively,
like oh.
And he's like, "We have to find out now." And he's like, "Shh." And she's like, "Oh my god!" And it was blocked. Yeah. And so then she like helped him like wrap his hand, and he was like, I don't need your help. It's fine. She's like, "You're gonna fucking bleed out." Like, yes, and then, you do.
Yeah. And then so she did that, and then that's when like they start talking, and she was like, "She told me last night," because Ben was asking her like, "Did she say anything to you?" And she was like, "Yeah, that Lisa got cursed just like all her other familiars do." And he was like, "What?" He's like, "What do you mean? Because I was her familiar at one point in time. So what?"
I've never been cursed. And poor Lisa had like the most inconvenient curse. She couldn't open a door.
So inconvenient.
So all of her doors had to be open. She had to pee with the door open, like could not close the door.
Or like somebody had to be around her so she could open the door. Which, I mean, I wouldn't be so mad about it if like nobody was home and they closed the front door, but like, "Can you make sure every other door is open? Thanks."
Yeah. Keep all the other doors open. You couldn't open the fridge or a cupboard.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's right.
I just thought about that. I was like, those are also doors.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that would make things a little bit difficult. Yeah, she needed somebody with her basically at all times, because like, how inconvenient.
So then, of course, this instantly brings like Reggie and Ben back together. They're like, "Okay, well, we have to work together to break Drew's curse. Mm-hmm. Like, we got to start finding out things." And they're like, "Okay." He's like, "Are you okay to like be my familiar while we do this because I'm going to need to cast spells that I need more than just my power.
Yeah. And then also that was the way to keep her safe because Drew said stick with Ben and you'll be safe because nobody basically wants to fuck with Ben.
Yeah, because everyone's scared of him.
Yeah, so he was like, if you have my cuff, nobody will fuck with you, but we also have to stay like pretty much in the same room at all times. Like you can't be away from me.
Yeah, because he put a obscurity spell, so like people couldn't like find where Reggie was to curse her.
Yeah. So he was like, but you have to literally be near me at all times.
And so he reaches out to like a familiar that he knows, and he's like, hey, like somebody's cursed my aunt. Like I need somebody who can break like a spell, like a blocker, so we can see who did this to her. And he's like, well, I know a guy. And this is really, he's a hermit. He doesn't like talking to people, but he's really good at breaking these spells. He's having a party and you can come. Like, go there with your familiar and we'll do the thing. And so, like, they're on their way to, they have to travel. It sounds like they went to, like, Europe.
That's what it sounded like, because they had to, like, fly and everything. But they didn't want to leave Drew alone, so they called Lisa and her husband to come and stay with Drew, so they did, and Lisa had to have every door open.
Wait, no, they didn't travel. It wasn't that far because she drove back, so it was only a few hours away.
She did. Okay, yeah.
And so they flew on a private jet,
just to make it faster.
Yeah, and so they were going to this fancy party. So Lisa gave her like a fancy dress and heels, but she was wearing a jacket over it, so Ben couldn't see. And they were kind of getting close again, but she still hadn't, like, asked him what had happened.
Yeah, she hadn't, like, pried deeper about it. And that's all he wanted. He just wanted her to ask, because he would have gladly told her.
Yeah.
I mean, at first he said he didn't want to talk about it, but then he was like, okay, fucking fine.
Yeah. And so they're, like, kind of interacting. He's like, hey, like, just so you know, like, people are gonna look at you and me bad when we're at this party when you're gonna walk in with 2 familiar cuffs on, because that's a no-no.
That's a no-no, and then people are gonna think that I'm trying to steal you from my aunt.
And conveniently, my aunt is cursed while I'm trying to steal her familiar.
Yeah. He's like, it's just gonna look bad all the way around. And people started, like, berating him. When she got mad, she started getting a little protective over Ben. She was like, no, I willingly put this on. She's like, I'm not his familiar. I'm just temporarily his familiar because my witch is cursed right now and she's sleeping. So we're trying to figure out who did this to her.
So quit being an asshole. I loved that.
Like, she put that guy in his place and he was just like, and then Ben was just like, don't fuck with her.
And then he like immediately starts dragging her away and she's like, oh man, like I pissed him off. Like I shouldn't have done that. And he pulls her into this like dark room and just starts making out with her on the door. And she's like, oh, okay. He's like, nobody has ever stood up for me before. And she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and she starts to get into it. And then somebody just goes, you're not supposed to be in here.
And they were like, well, like, technically neither are you, buddy. And like, lo and behold, it's the guy that they needed to find.
Yup.
And they're like, oh, thank God we found you. Like, we need your help. And he's like, no, I'm not helping you.
He's like, yeah, I can do that. You're right. You heard correct, but I'm not going to.
And they're like, but why? He's like, because I don't do that anymore. Every time I help people, they just get mad. It reminded me of the scene in Encanto when everyone asked Bruno for help. And he's like, no, I'm done finding out people because they just get mad at me and nobody likes what I have to say. So I'm done.
Yep. And then Mirabelle's like, no, I won't get mad. And then she's like, what? And he's like, see, every time.
Every time. Yep,
it reminded me of that too.
That's exactly where my brain went. They're like, no, we promise. He's like, no, I'm not doing it. And
I think I've heard that before too.
Yeah. And so they were like, Ben was pissed. Like, Ben gets irrationally angry so quickly that he like is just like, well, fine, whatever, like, fuck you. And then Reggie's like looking at him, she's like, you know you're not supposed to steal books, right? And she noticed that the guy was stuffing books in his jacket, and he's like, what? And she's like, well, you see, I have this purse right here. So I could steal some books for you and sneak them out because no one will think of anything about my purse. But if you walk out with a lumpy jacket like that, everybody's going to know.
Yeah.
And he's like, keep talking.
Color me intrigued.
And so they found out they could only fit 2 books in her purse. And so they make a plan. He wants a total of 6. So she has to put 2 in her purse and like mosey around the party, go to the bathroom, throw them out the window, go back and get 2 more books and throw them out the window. So after they got all the books, he's like, all right, meet me at my hotel room. And they're like, okay, we'll meet you there, you crazy man. So then they meet him at this hotel room, and poor Reggie is about to have like a fucking panic attack from not being able to clean up this guy's hotel room.
Oh my god, I know. She was dying inside.
Yeah, because
she reminded me of Monica in that sense, just wanting to clean.
So he's like, don't touch my shit. And so she's like, okay. He's like, all right. So, and he used like the bed as his like workstation. So he was like sleeping on the couch, and then he had the bed all spread out as like his like witchcrafty area. And it was covered with a sheet, and she went to like lift it up. He's like, don't touch that. You don't get to see what I'm doing. It's a secret. She's like, oh shit.
Like, you guys actually have to turn around when I do this.
And they're like, okay. He's like, and then so how his magic worked, he used people's secrets that nobody else knew and gave them to, was the god of Mercury or something, who liked all the drama?
Something like that. Yeah, one of them. I don't know which one.
And so they had to write like a secret on a piece of paper. And they're like, okay. And he's like, okay, and now you guys have to kiss. And they're like, okay, we can do that. And he's like, I said kiss, not have sex. That's enough.
And they got a little too into it, and they were like, oh, sorry, my bad.
Oh, sorry, my bad. And he like starts to do like the thing, and Ben's paper like up in flames, and then hers doesn't do anything, and he's like, all right, witchy, you gave me a dud. Because she did something about, she found out that Maurice likes being a cat, and he didn't want to be a human again. And he's like, that's a dumb one. Like that's a bad one, you have to give me another one.
Yeah. And then so her secret ended up being that she was in love with Ben. And she hadn't told Saul.
And the god of Mercury liked that. Caught on fire real quick. And so how his worked is he grabbed like a bunch of bones and stuff and he shook them and they made a letter. So he had to do that like a bunch of times. And as it started going, it started spelling out his last name.
And here, this part is why it got the rating it did for me, because she immediately went to Ben. My mind wouldn't go straight to Ben.
Nope.
It would have gone to the aunt. I'd be like, did she really do this to herself? Like, seriously? That's where my mind would have went.
Mine too. So she immediately thought it was Ben, not the aunt, not Drusilla. But she couldn't like fight because he had asked if he could use some of her magic power as a familiar because the spell was so strong. So she was like passing out. And so Ben like took her back to their hotel room and laid her down. And he's like, I knew this was gonna happen, and I saw the look at her face on her face, like she doesn't trust me again. She thinks that I did it. And so Ben, I don't know where Ben went.
He got a phone call. He got a phone call or something and stepped out of the room. And then when he came back, Reggie was gone because she'd used that as her escape.
Yeah. And so like she was freaking out and crying and like super upset. She's like, I can't believe I fell for it. Like I like believed him when he said he didn't kill his parents and he did it out of mercy, and now like that was a lie.
Yeah. So she was having an existential crisis, and she didn't know where to go. She didn't want to go back to the house because she thought he would be there. So who does she run to? She runs to her best friend Nick, because Nick fixes everything.
And she's like freaking out because as like she's on like the car ride back, because it's like a 2-hour car ride, she's like just sitting there spiraling, and then she realizes, I fucked up. I should have asked, and I should have talked to him, and I just bailed and left, and he's not going to want to talk to me anymore because this is the second time I didn't believe him, and I messed up everything, and I love him, and what do I do? And so she like knocks on Nick's door, and he like only cracks it a little bit. And he's like, girl, what's going on? And she's like, I fucked everything up. And he's like, maybe you should come in. And she's just like in the hallway. She's like, no, I messed everything up, and there was a spell, and then this happened, and I never got to tell Ben that I loved him. And he was like, you should really come inside. And he opens the door, and Ben is already in the apartment.
And she was just like, oh.
And he's like, you love me?
So cute, too. Just like, aww.
And she's like, I thought I ruined. But before that happened, I loved that her parents were waiting outside the apartment too.
Oh my gosh, I know. And she just goes
And
off on
she's
them.
like, stay the fuck away from me. Like, I'm not in the mood for this right now. And they're like, no, well, we need money. And she's like, don't fucking talk to me. I will give you a restraining order.
And they were just like, fuck.
She's like, restraining order.
She's like, now is not the time.
I love that part. But anyway, she told Ben. That was really good. She told Ben that, like, she loved him. And he's like, I love you too. Like, there would have to be something way worse than this to make me, like, not love you. And they were, like, talking, and because he was like, I was so worried about you, like, I was scared you were going to get cursed because you weren't near me. And I don't remember what he said, but it was something that just, like, clicked.
Like, yeah, it clicked in her brain, and she was like,
this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And she's like, follow me! And he's like, what's going on? And, like, she explains to him in the car ride. Like... He's like, okay, bye,
Nick
guys.
Is just like, I really don't know what's going on. Yeah, he's like, okay, bye.
See you later.
Guess you'll tell me about this all in a little bit.
And so he, like, she briefs him on the car ride, and he's like, there's no way that my aunt cursed herself. Like, she wouldn't do that. And he's like, I don't fucking believe that bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. And so, like, she goes in the room and starts digging under her bed, and they find, like, a bunch of snacks. And Lisa's like, that's where all my snacks went.
Yeah, because at first she thinks it's Lisa, and Lisa's like, the fuck you talking about?
She's like, what? And then they're like, don't you think it's weird that she's been asleep for days and still has color in her cheeks and doesn't look like she's hungry and seems to be generally fine?
And Lisa was like, I mean, I guess.
And then they start like, we have to find the tablet. And at that point, like, Ben was like, there isn't any way. They're like, well, what if we, like, leave the room and listen to see if she gets up. And so they left the room and closed the door, and they were listening, and she, like, you hear, like, and she's like, gets up and moves around. They're like, this motherfucker.
Yep.
So they leave her a note that says, break this fucking cursed tablet. We need to talk to you.
Like, it is time for us to talk. We know what's going on.
And so then Drew comes out, and she's like, oh, hi, everyone. And everyone's like, we don't want to fucking talk to you right now.
Like, no, not hi, everybody. Like, fuck
Lisa you. I think Lisa was the most, well, other than Ben.
Lisa was so mad.
So mad. She's like, so I got cursed for no reason?
Yeah. She's like, what the fuck was the point of cursing me? Like, so what did I do? I'm just an innocent bystander.
And so, like, she basically said, like, I'm mad at you, but I'm tired and I'm pregnant. I'm going home. Bye.
Like, break my curse so I can go home. Thank you. Like, let me open my own doors.
Yeah. So then she talks to Reggie first, because Ben is livid.
He's mad.
Like, he goes outside, he's like, I don't even want to see her face right now. Like, I'm, like, pissed.
Yeah.
And so
Drew explains everything to Reggie, and then, yeah.
And it was basically all just, like, a ploy to make Reggie, like, not leave. And so she'll stay. Yeah. Because she's like, you're the only person who understands him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's like, you had this job from the second you knocked on that door. And she was like, oh, so you guys really weren't looking. And she was like, no, I was, but, like, it was specifically you.
Yeah. She's like, you were playing matchmaker. You weren't actually looking for an apprentice.
Yeah. And she's like, well, yeah, because Lisa's gonna come back because she never took off her cuff.
Yeah, so. She never took off her familiar cuff. And so then she's like, Drew, you need to go talk to Ben. Like, his feelings are hurt. Like, he feels very, very betrayed. And I didn't love this part. Like, I didn't love how Drew approached it with Ben. She still was very like, oh, it's fine. Like, I was going to be fine, and not, like, recognizing his feelings of, like, I didn't know you were going to be fine. I thought my last family member that I have, the last person that truly loves me and cares about me, was gone.
Yeah.
And she, like, I didn't like how she was like, it was fine. Like, you're fine.
Like, I was fine the whole time. It's like, but I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then after that, like, Drew left, and then Reggie comes out, and he's like, well, since this is all done and my aunt's, like, awake again, like, you can take off my cuff now. And she's like, yeah, but I don't think I want to.
It's like about that. I don't want to take it off. She's like, but I also don't want to take off Drew's.
Yeah, she's like, I want to be both. Like, I'll be both of yours until Lisa comes back or whatever. And they're like, oh, we're so happy we're together. And he's like, are you sure you don't want to take off my bracelet? And she's like, no, I don't want to take off the bracelet. Quit asking me. Like, I'm gonna keep it on. And then he asked her, like, or she asked him, because he knows her secret now. Because she's like, what was your secret? And she's like, oh, that I love you. And he was like, well, what was your secret that you gave to the guy? Are you okay? You dying? But she asked him, she's like, what
was your secret?
What was your secret? And he's like, my secret was that I've been secretly moving the books in the library so you would never be done and you would have to stay.
I loved that secret. I thought that was so funny.
Like, you shit! Yeah.
I was like, what an asshole.
But it didn't make her mad. It made her happy. She's like, oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. You wretched man. That's the sweetest thing anyone's ever done for me. And he's like, wow, I didn't know you'd be so happy about me hiding books from you.
It's like, maybe I should do it more often. Oh, it was so funny.
And then the epilogue. I love the epilogue. Like, they're just... Drew goes off and travels while Lisa's on her maternity leave. So it's just time for them to, like, be a couple and get to know each other.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, one of my friends needs a familiar. So then Reggie's like, I know the perfect person.
Like, I know somebody.
And so Penny gets to be a familiar. And come to find out, so she's written a second book, and that's who it's about.
That. Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, I'd be interested to read that.
It wouldn't be as good, but yeah, that was Go Hex Yourself.
It was so cute.
I loved it.
It was such a good book. Sorry, it's a little bit of a longer episode, but there was like a lot of information in this book. But I rated it a 4.5 out of 5.
That was...
And I said exactly why.
That was my original rating the first time I read it. Now it gets a 5 because I give books a 5 if I have the desire to reread them, and
yeah,
I did.
No, I would read it again, like, just fine, wouldn't be content with it. But it was such a good book. I loved it. Everything about it. It was like that perfect feel-good Halloween time book.
Yeah, it was perfect. The perfect, like, witchy vibes, and, like, it just wasn't... It wasn't, like, one of those heavy, like, intense books. I think that's why I like it so much.
Yeah, no, it wasn't, like, heavy or intense or anything like that. There was nothing, like, bad, you know?
Nothing, like, life or death situations.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, this is great. This is totally fine. But yeah, so that is Go Hex Yourself.
And thanks for listening to our Halloween.
Yes.
And I hope you guys have a fun and safe Halloween.
Yes. Have fun, but be safe about it. Don't be stupid, because I believe Halloween is a Friday. So be safe. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Don't do drugs and drive. Maybe don't do drugs in general, but...
You do you.
You do you. I'm not here to judge. Just the books. That's it. Oh.
And have a happy Halloween. And make sure to like and follow our Instagram and our TikTok. And follow us or subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Spotify and iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts and
Amazon and Patreon. We're on Patreon now.
Yes.
So yeah, that's all the things.
That's all the things. And we hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope it was a good way to close spooky season for you.
Yes, we hope you enjoyed. We enjoyed.
Now we get to get our fall vibes on.
Yep. Can't wait for our fall read. Excited. All right, guys.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.